I don't know how many people here have ever had one of these leaking on them, but to get to it, it's a little bit of a pain. You can see it right there shining. I just put it on. That was leaking for a while, and I was able to tighten it. To pull it out was a little pain in the buns. You can get your hand in it after you take, let me see if I can show you here. You got to take this bracket off, number one, so you can stick your hand in there, kind of thing. Also, this wire plug here, 4-prong connector, and this one here, which goes over here, you got to disconnect so you can also put your hands in there. It's a lot of stuff in your way, but you can get your hand in there just like that. Let's see if you can see my fingers. If I move my hand now, you see exactly where it's at. So it's fully accessible. It's good to have some combination 10mm wrenches over here for this job. Wish I could focus on this a little better for you. Let me get the screwdriver if necessary. See if I can point to this bad boy here. But as you can see, my hand's pointing, screwdriver is pointing right in its way, and there you have it. That's the baby right there. Alrighty. To get into this, I use the Harbor Freight 10mm wrench, but this is all accessible from up here. It's really big pain in the ass if you're doing it underneath. I don't know with front wheel drive, but with all wheel drive, it's not really accessible. So, I mean, as you can see over here, we do have somewhat room. However, you don't have the room that you need to get in there. Possibly with some combination wrenches, might figure something out. But when I was down there, the only thing I can get was a box end wrench, and that barely got in there and tightened this bolt. Anyway, let me see here. So that's where she is. I don't know if I'm gonna attempt to see if I can zoom in there so you see, because at times when you have a transmission leak at the bottom, at the top, and it trickles down to the bottom, follow that path and you're gonna come up right to that plug right there. That's just a shadow that you're seeing there. There is antifreeze, I think, coming. It's a good time to check that gallery under the intake manifold. I don't know if you can see over here, but there's a crap load of crud. You see, you follow my wrench, my screwdriver, and it points to all that red stuff, which is antifreeze buildup. And then I have the VVL solenoid, VVTI, whatever it's called, which sits right over here. This one seems like it's leaking, but nothing's leaking that bad just yet. Let me zoom out because it's too blown out there, so you can see a little better. See, you got a little bit of oil here. This is another reason why I didn't think it. How did it get it up there? I don't know what it smells like. It smells like undercoating, to be honest. But I'm not so sure if that's actually leaking. It doesn't feel like oil. Doesn't smell like it either. It might have gotten wet from something else, but it is what it is. That's dry. It ain't wet inside the gallery there. That's the bypass hose for the intake manifold, under the intake manifold. And yeah, that's it. To get to that plug that I was telling you guys about, which is right there. If you can see, there you go. She's shining because I bought it brand new from Toyota with the O-ring. Not that bad of a job. Even pulling all this stuff out, maybe 45 minutes the most you're gonna spend. But I disassembled the cowl, Took out the battery, took out the hoses, removed this bracket for the shifter cable, this 4-wire harness, along with this hoses here that came off of the intake box. This that came off of the part of the intake. This I never even removed yet, but hell, take it off now so you can see everything better. All right. This was the starter, Toyota, remanufactured, holding good. The only thing I would like to change next is the transmission's vent hose, which is sitting right here. Comes up to this little bad boy that I don't know if it's working good or not, but 170 something thousand miles, I think I might as well change that shit and get it over with. Might be showing some kind of seepage over here or crud from buildup, but that's what it's looking like. Then down here, that's underneath the intake manifolds gallery. Wish I could see a little better. Kind of see a knock sense under there, but the only way to get to that is the intake manifold taken out. It's the leaking rack. If you ever had to do your rack and pinion on this car, on this van, 2004 all-wheel drive Sienna, you can get to your universal pinch bolt sitting right there with no problem. If needed, you probably have a whole bunch of extensions and a swivel. You'll probably get to the sway bar bolts in the back as well. You can't really put it in the back, can I? You can barely see it. But in the back there, you could probably put some universal, some wobble sockets, and get to the bottom bolts for the sway bar end links if necessary. I'm showing a little bit of leakage at the bottom. It has slowed down bit by bit after switching to automatic transmission 3. Transmission fluid for the power steering. Does say it over here. And from what it's looking like, since I have been filling with transmission fluid, the leak has been slowing down. This is here, I don't know if anybody knows, but this is the transmission vent hose. I'm gonna be replacing this soon. It comes over to, I believe, this plastic fitting here at the bottom that goes into the transmission has a check valve and O-ring according to the parts list online. So I would get from the plastic bushing, which is right here, mind the middle finger, no offense, this hose up to this piece here. That fluid I'm going to replace in the near future. And anything else you can get to at this time, I'd recommend cleaning that throttle body. If you need to get to anything else, I'd look around here. But it's looking good for now.